mentors to help you take the next step. Our global mentoring program allows you to find a mentor from almost plus employees across 65 countries in a workplace that values every skill and every dream. We see that working with one of Fortune's most admired workplaces in 2025 can work for you. Make opportunity happen.
Tech-powered, talent-led, and purpose-driven. What if your first job could be all of this and more? 2 years ago, I was exactly where you're right now, sitting in a college hostel room at NIT Surat, wondering if I should take a placement offer or hold out for something bigger. Let me tell you what happened when I chose JpMorgan Chase. The next 60 minutes, we will walk you through my journey. The doubts, the breakthroughs, the 3 a.m. code crashes, and the moment I realized I didn't just find a job, I found a launch pad. I am Priyanshi Premal Shah, SEP batch of 2024, and today I'm not here to sell you a dream. I'm here to tell you what this actually is, the real stuff. The next 60 minutes, we're going to unpack all of it. The real journey, the real challenges, and the real talk that no campus brochure will ever give you. But I'm not doing this alone. I've got my crew, and let's meet them. First up, the one who made it through the program.
Hi, I'm Sachin Gadgi. I have joined the firm as SCP in 2017. Now, currently, I'm working as a lead engineer, and I'm building a system that powers Chase part to power and cater a few million customers.
We also have with us the one who built the program.
Hi everyone, I'm Cassandra Pays Liao. I lead the team that designs this program. Like we said, it's not just a job, it's a launch pad. So we develop and build future leaders of the firm.
And finally, the one who backs the program.
Oh, thank you. This is Gopal. I'm part of the payments technology, and I've been with the firm for close to 16 years. And I've seen the growth of this program and the value that SEPS brings to this organization. So really happy to be part of this.
Now, let's quickly dive into some questions with these set of amazing people who not only know you, but also think about you. While being in this program has shaped me in the way that I work, eased my transition from college to corporate, and given me multiple opportunities, Sachin, how has being a part of this program shaped your career in these years?
Yeah, so I have been very fortunate to be a part of the SCP program, which is a 2-year program. It's a journey, I would say, where I have been molded and I transformed from a timid college graduate to a corporate software engineer and able thinker specifically. And it is not just the training, but the overall network that I have been through. I have had a lot of support from everyone that has been part of this program. And
The curiosity that they bring in has been phenomenal and is backbone to our success in the last few years, right? The whys, everything that the safe starts is with why, which is an amazing culture to bring in. And I think the value add, even without knowing the complexity of JpMorgan that they bring in, has been really a backbone of our success in the past many years that the program has been in place.
Right. With that, Cassandra, my next question to you is, everyone says their program is unique, but what makes SEP actually different from the others?
Oh, there are multiple reasons that the SEP program stands out, and what you can see is all of those reasons. But I definitely want to probably focus on my top 3. One is curated roles. We do not just leave the SEPs into a role of our choice. We put them in a role of their choice. We would ask the SEPs of what is it that you would like to do, where do you want to make a difference, and place them accordingly in that role so that they can thrive in this organization. They're part of a larger community here in this organization. They're not left alone. They have an opportunity to network with a lot of technologists, their managers, their alumni, their leads, thereby not only gaining technical skills but holistic professional skills. And at each stage of the program, we don't leave them alone. We are there with them as a community to ensure they not only become an SME in their role, but also are ready to take on more responsibilities as they complete that program with us. So multiple reasons why this program is unique, but those were my top 3.
I agree, Cassandra, and trust me, I've seen it firsthand. Now we've heard from Sachin, Cassandra, and Gopal so far, but I have a question for one of the most important people present here, you all. Now, the question is going to be in your screen in a few seconds, and you guys can choose your answers from the poll. Question on the screen: what worries you most about your first job? Option A, not knowing enough. Option B, getting stuck in the wrong role. C, not making an impact. And D, work-life balance. I can see the answers coming in. Let's wait for a couple of more seconds so that all of you can answer. All right, 73% of you said getting stuck in the wrong role. And that's exactly why we don't roll a line right away. Cassandra, can you add more light on that?
Sure. So like I said, we don't really hire the steps and then drop them in the ocean and then make them figure out. No, that's definitely not what happens. Before the engineers join us, we check what are their skills, what are the preferences, where would they like to contribute, where would they like to make a difference. We utilize that information and kind of tally it with the information we have from our managers who have submitted roles for these engineers, make a great fit for the engineer, and then accordingly align them to a curated role of their choice. That ways, they're joining an organization and working on a platform where they feel they are making a difference.
All right, Cassandra. But before we go further, let's address something all of them are thinking about. What about compensation?
Thanks for bringing that up. I think it's very important, and it's a full-time commitment. We definitely value that. The monthly stipend is 80,000 per month that the interns would be eligible for, and over and above that, there's a relocation assistance. Should they be changing cities, of 50,000 per month, which is a one-time payment.
Got it. Gopal, you've been with us for more than 15 years. How has your experience with the program looked like?
Thanks for making me feel old suddenly, but I think as I said, my experience with SEP has been really phenomenal. I think more than they learning from us, I have learned personally a lot, and I can attribute a lot of my growth to SEPs. I think there some examples, and we were just discussing before this call, that the kind of enthusiasm and curiosity they bring in, they sort of gave us a lot of amazing ideas for our business to grow, which is not what you would expect to happen at any other organization on the street, because there may not be enough freedom, enough ownership in the region. But with JpMorgan, that is one thing that you get out of the box, the freedom to bring your ideas to the table, irrespective of whether you are just joining the organization or you have been here like me for 16 years, which is very long. But that is a career that I'm looking at for all of the people on the call at JpMorgan. And in return, what you get is a scale and a technical challenge that nobody on the street can offer. And I can say that with a lot of confidence. Just to call that out, like we move $10 trillion a day. That is 1/3 of the money that gets moved in the world every single day. So if JpMorgan stops working, the world stops moving. And that kind of technical challenge, if I was them, and I really wish I was a SEP right now, because I would have loved to have that kind of challenge when I started my career and with an organization like JpMorgan. So I have had a lot of success stories with the SEPs in my team, in the wider technology organization. And I can already see a lot of superstars on the call joining us very soon.
Thank you, Gopal. I'm sure the incoming batch has a lot to look forward to. Okay, comp covered, program clear. Now let's address the voice in your head that's saying, is this hard? Will I fail? Am I even ready for all of this? Spoiler, I had all of these thoughts. And guess what? Everyone on the panel also did.
Working on a college project, that is where I realized that I cannot take the code that I have on my laptop as it is. and just give it for the users to use. So there's a big process which is very important, and that is something that I had to learn throughout the initial phase of my career, that whatever you develop, you don't put it in production on the first day that you develop. It has to go through a particular cycle, and it is very important. So I was glad for that learning. It enhanced a lot of my analytical and problem solving skills. So yeah.
Thank you, Sachin. Gopal, my question to you is, with AI everywhere, what is one thing that students are overthinking about their tech careers?
I think with AI, and I think one thing that everybody, not only students, I think in general the tech community is thinking it's a disruptor. It is not. It's a multiplier. If I have to give you an example, when the machines came in many years back, everybody thought the jobs in the factory will go away. Did they go away? No. The factories are employing more people because they are churning out more goods for the public. That's exactly what happens when something like AI comes in. It allows you to run faster. It allows you to deliver more for the clients because the demands are multifold. We don't have enough hands. We don't have enough brain to solve for the problems of the world. So I think AI, I think one thing that everybody is overthinking, it's going to take away the jobs. In my view, it's probably going to create more jobs than what we have today. Obviously, the skills would shift. Right now, a lot of skills are around writing code, which may not be a great skill. The skill is in thinking about the code, how it's going to run as an engineer, how it's going to work. To his point, when it goes to production, can it run really well, right? If I have to scale it up, and I think what happened yesterday with the India final, New Zealand final was a great example. The platform scaled up from few million to multi-million viewers without any disruption. I'm sure nobody had any disruption, and that is the scale we're looking at. If you had asked somebody 10 years back how much time you will need to scale that up, the answers would have been in years. With AI, the answer is probably months, in days. So I definitely look at AI as a multiplier rather than a disruptor. And that is one thing that I think the student should adopt, not worry about.
Thank you, Gopal. I'm sure this advice will help a lot of us. All right, Cassandra, you've seen hundreds of SEP analysts come through. What is the one thing that separates the one who thrives as compared to those who just survive?
So it's much beyond technical skills, because technical skills we can all learn. I think it's two things for me. One is the ones who are open to learning, the ones who are open to ask, question, and really challenge, and really want to put in that effort and learn more. Two is the ones who are open to feedback and don't see feedback as a threat, but they see feedback as a gift and something which will make them better. So those are my two things of, the steps that really sets them apart. Before we go on, Priyanshi, I have one question for you. So I'm going to turn the tables around. Before you joined this firm, what was one thing that you believed which turned out to be completely wrong after you joined the firm?
Okay, that is a good one. So one thing that I thought was I had to have it all figured out before I joined. So a couple of weeks before my first day, I spent time going around to understand various tools and various tech stacks. But trust me, from my day one, what I realized is nobody expects you to know everything. All they expect you to know is to how to learn the new things that you get and ask questions when you're in doubt. So that is definitely one thing that I thought was wrong. Okay. And also I realized that everybody is here to help you. So that is one thing that I would add on. Which brings to me the next question, Cassandra. I know that this year's recruitment process has changed, but what does that mean for the students watching?
Sure. So the older version would probably be you apply, you get shortlisted, you go through HackerRank, which is the technical assessment. You again get shortlisted, go through a screening, then you do higher view, which is the video interview, and then you finally again get another screening done. What's changed is now you apply, there will be a shortlisting process. You go through HackerRank and higher view together. There's no screening in between, and then the shortlisted ones are the ones who are called.
Got it. Gopal, but why does this matter?
I think, see, we are a global and large scale organization. So collaboration is an important part of it. So apart from your technical skills, your communication skills, your team, are you a good team player? That's a very important aspect. And that is something that you obviously, higher view and hacker rank can't evaluate that. So there is a need for us to evaluate the software aspect, because at the end of the day, you're going to be talking to somebody in London, Singapore, New York, and the way you put forward your ideas is important apart from the idea itself. So if you are not a great communicator, you may not be as successful as you can be. So there's a lot of emphasis on collaboration, on your communication skill, and a lot of soft skills.
Well, got that. Now that we know the application process, let's move to the eligibility criteria and the important dates. So for the eligibility criteria, degrees included are BTech and BE only. The streams or specializations that we cover is computer science, information technology, data science, artificial intelligence, big data and IoT. You should have a minimum CGP of 8.5 or plus, and or 85% till date in your engineering course with no active backlog. And only the batch of 2028 graduates are eligible for this summer internship. As for the key dates, the student presentation, as you can see, is today, 9th March. The application window opens today till 12th March. The online assessment is from 25th to 26th, and the higher view interview is from 25th to 29th March. And finally, the Code for Good hackathon on 6th, 20th, and 4th July, respectively, in our tech centers. But now that I have mentioned Code for Good, let's talk about it. But I'm not going to explain it. I'm going to take you there. Picture this. It's 8 a.m. You walk into the JpMorgan office, maybe for the first time. The AC hits you, there's music playing, energy everywhere, you're nervous, excited, terrified, all at once. You will find your team, 5 strangers, different colleges, different cities. You exchange awkward hellos, someone makes a bad joke, you laugh anyway. Then they hand you the problem statement. And here's the thing, it's not some made-up coding puzzle. It's real. A real non-profit, a real problem. Maybe it's building a platform for an NGO that teaches underprivileged kids. Maybe it's a tool for disaster managed relief coordination. Whatever it is, it matters. The clock starts. 24 hours later, you walk out exhausted, proud, and completely different than you were when you walked in. That's Code for Good. That's the experience, and trust me, you win or not, you will never forget about it. But that's for the experience. Sachin, you've been both a participant and a mentor at CFG. How does the experience look like for you?
Okay, I'll answer the question in 2 parts, the pre and the post. So back in 2017, I was a participant, Code for Good participant, and I still cherish the memories. I had come in early morning, and then we were grouped, and then we met the students who were part of my group. From there, the journey began, and we had one common goal, which is to solve a problem for an NGO. And then I don't know how those 24 hours ticked away, but at the end of the 24 hours, we actually built a working prototype for an NGO. And those 24 hours are those hours which I cannot forget. There's a lot of fun that actually happens during those 24 hours while we are very much deeply involved in solving the problem. There's this team that takes care of you. There could be event coordinators, there could be subject matter experts who are there to assist you. And I know, funnily, some people say it's not just code for good, it's code for food also. So yeah, so it's a pretty cherishing moment that I have, and we were the runner-up. So again, that added a cherry on the cake. Fast forward few years, I joined the firm, and then I took few roles, starting from subject matter expert to technical judge, workshop creators, and then the mentors for the teams for a couple of years. And the energy and enthusiasm that I see, it always keeps growing every year. But what I would like to talk about being a mentor is don't consider the mentor of your group as an observer or an evaluator, right? Think of them as your friend, as a guide. Be very open to them. Discuss whatever you have in your mind. as a team what problem you're solving, so that the mentor can actually really help you. And trust me, mentors are there to help you. So that's from the mentor's perspective, and I really enjoyed the journey as a mentor also.
Thank you, Sachin. Now, Gopal, as a judge and as someone who backs this program, what does your experience look like?
Oh, I think first of all, the person cracking the bad joke was me, and they have to laugh. But having been part of this program for last few years, I think just the ideation, right? I think the customer first approach and the way this program is set up is very close to what you're gonna see real life when you join a team, and both of you can definitely concur. It's not just there to make you stressed or make you stay you awake for 48 hours. It is there to actually install the belief in team players. One person can't succeed. You have to be a team player to succeed. You have to put customer first. Your solution can be amazing in terms of the technology. You use the group that sort of works together, and things from an organization perspective, they have come out as clear winners in the past few years. And as I said, the advancement of AI would mean that there are larger expectations from the people who are going to join us for the code for good, wherein we would expect a finished product, which is an output of a team doing the work together. One advice I'll give is agree to disagree, because the reason why you are put together as people from different colleges into one group is your ability to work with a diverse set of people who meant, but I think the groups that are generally winner are the ones who can come together, overcome their differences, and get a good solution into the demos. So I think that's what I look up to when I judge this year as well, hopefully.
Absolutely. Cassandra, would you also like to throw some light on this?
No, absolutely. Like Gopal said, it's not that the winner takes it all. It is holistically what you have performed on that day, not just what you've delivered, not just what you've coded, but how you've collaborated, how you've problem solved, and ultimately where you've made a difference and an impact. I think we look at all of that all together.
Absolutely. After all of these wonderful insights, let's have a quick poll again. On your screen in a few seconds, what is it that excites you most about Code for Good? A, the people you'll meet. B, challenging yourself, the 24-hour hackathon. C, building tech that actually helps people. And D, a day inside the JPMC office. I can see a lot of you choosing the different options. And I think I see a clear winner. Majority of you are excited about building the tech that helps people. Well, that was my biggest motivation as well. All right, rapid fire again to our panel now. If you had to sum it up in one sentence, how do you think one can shine at CFG? Sachin, would you like to take the first turn?
So I would say know the problem that you are solving and solve it.
Right decision, and ultimately we want to hear from you, and you need to present that of why it really matters.
Absolutely, Gopal.
For me, it is breaking down the problem into smaller chunks, because when you probably look at the bigger problem, it may seem very overwhelming that how can I do this in 24 hours. If you have the right team and if you break it down into smaller problem, you have larger chance of success at CFG. So that's my advice to the team.
And I hope the audience is taking notes. One more thing before we move on. Panel, if my team doesn't win at CFG, is it the end of the road for them?
Absolutely not. Like we said, it's not that the winner takes it all. It is holistically how you've performed, how you've collaborated, like we've mentioned, how you've performed as a team. And that makes the biggest difference. We want to hear what difference have you made and why does it matter?
Right, Cassandra. And that's also what I tell everyone I meet. CFG was genuinely one of the most intense and rewarding experiences of my life. You're walking away with skills, connections, and stories that is going to last you a lifetime. And it doesn't really matter if you're taking the prize or not. Okay, moving on. Their biggest misconceptions. And let's bust a few of these myths. Okay, myth 1. I need to know 10 programming languages to apply. Would any of you like to take turn?
I'll take. So I still don't know 10 programming languages. So I think it is very important to have your fundamentals very, very clear and strong. And what I would say is anything that you're building out of curiosity, driven by passion, right? Be it college projects or any extracurricular projects, that is definitely going to help you.
Okay. Myth 2. Banking tech is legacy boring systems.
Okay, probably I'll take that because I sort of resonated with it when I joined JpMorgan. I think my view of JpMorgan 16 years back was very different. I could only think of people in their suit, ties, and formal attire, which you can definitely see that it's no longer a truth. But I think banking tech, and as I said, this sheer scale of what we do in the banking technology is massive. So I think we can't really run on legacy technology. As a technology that challenge is a massive motivation that how do you move $10 trillion of money every single day, and just 99.9 is not a good success rate. Because some of these movements are, say for an example, a company taking over another can be $2 billion in a single transaction. That's like some of the country GDP. So the success rate have to be 100%. So we can't really run on legacy technology. The technology you see here is state of the art, low latency, high throughput, auto healing. Like there shouldn't be any human factor involved in running your technology suite. So I think we proudly call ourselves a technology company first, right? If you heard Jamie talking about it,
Right.
he's so curious and he's so invested into technology that a lot of our technology peers on the street can't really match that scale. So that's why I said if I'm one of you, I would have been very proud person to be joining JpMorgan because it gives me a challenge at the beginning of my career that a lot of our peers don't get in their entire lifespan.
Absolutely. And finally, myth 3. I need to figure out everything myself from day one.
Absolutely not. I think the intent of us being program managers there is one, before the SEPs join us, we ensure they know about the organization. So we really focus on creating confident first day joiners, and we don't leave them alone once they are with us. We have a very robust 30, 60, 90-day integration plan. So they are equipped about what they need to know about the organization, the resources that will make them successful. We introduce them to their managers. We have peer mentors. We're there checking in with them regularly. There's a set of trainings that they will undergo. So a lot of resources put together to ensure they're ready to rock their role and they have become SMEs in their respective areas.
Okay. And finally, Gopal, if you could give one advice to the audience watching us, what would it be?
I think look for a career at JpMorgan rather than looking for a short-term engagement with JpMorgan, right? As I said, we are sort of 5 companies molded into one firm, which called as JpMorgan. If you look at our individual businesses, I think at a lot of our competitors' arena, they would classify as a firm. So the firm gives you enough size and scale to be exploring different challenges. But if you are invested short term in a company, you may not have a great career and you may not be learning enough to contribute. So always look for a career when you are joining JpMorgan because, and again, I may be at the risk of repeating, you don't get this scale and complexity with any other organization. And we are proudly a modern tech organization, and it's not a myth.
Thank you, Gopal. While we've had such a good discussion, there are a few things that we definitely don't want you to forget. Cassandra, could you help us with 5 key points from today?
Okay. It's a 2-year program, the software engineer program. It focuses on providing you not only mentorship during the program, but also introduces you to a community of technologists. It prepares you to take on more skills at the next level, equips you with the right kind of skills to do your job well, and you have fun.
Of course. And to also add on, do remember the dates that we mentioned earlier and reach out to your TPO for any further action. Now I can see that a lot of you have a lot of questions in our chat window. While I pick a few of those questions, you can see a feedback survey on your screen. Do fill that and mark your attendance. If I can look through the questions, the first question that I would pick would be, what happens after completing the program? Is there a bond? Panel, would you like to take this?
Okay, maybe I'll take a stab at this. There is no bond. What happens after completing the program? So it is a 2-year program. Like we said, the intent is for the person to join the organization. We help the person transition from a campus environment into a corporate environment, pick up some key skills, learn about your role. A lot of our engineers don't only stick to their day-to-day job, they do beyond that. So they participate in non-tech related stuff as well. And in that, they pick up a lot of skills. So after 2 years of the program, if you're really doing well and you've demonstrated that you're ready to take on more responsibilities, you're eligible to move on to the next level.
Got it. I hope all of you are filling in the feedback survey. Let's go to the next question. The second question would be, what is this role all about? I can see a lot of you are asking the same question. Sachin, would you like to take this?
Yeah, so about this role, so I'll talk about both the parts which are aligned actually. So if you join us as a summer intern and then you continue with us, right, the role is still going to be software engineer. You still are going to add value to the projects that are a part of the team, right? So you would be contributing to what your team is actually doing. So there is no bifurcation specifically. So from my experience, I've had summer interns in my team, and then I've had attached interns plus SAPs joining as a part of the team. So I've seen them contribute to a great extent, actually build things that for the first time in their life and then succeed at it also. And I also seen the SAPs in this 2-year journey contribute into various forms and factors, different technologies, and they have actually scaled it. So hats off to all the SAPs that are incoming, and they are actually a good source of inspiration for myself. So yeah, so the role in a nutshell is a software engineering role where you would be writing code, but it is not just writing the code, as I mentioned, you understanding the entire process of taking things to production.
Thank you, Sachin. While we have so many questions coming in, there's only a few that we can take. So let's just look at what the majority of you have to say. Okay, I can see one that says, how can one crack HireView? Maybe I can take that one since I've done that recently. So if I talk about the 3 key things that you can do to crack HireView would be genuine. We're not looking for perfect answers. We're only looking for how your brain thinks. So while you can practice your stories, don't practice your scripts. Second thing would be structure your answers well, because on the other side, we want to hear clear, structured, and clean answers. So if you have stories, also tell us what the outcome is. And number 3, think of it like you're communicating to a person and not a screen, because that would really help you frame your answers in a good way. And I think if they have these 3 key points figured out, HireView should be very easy for you. Let's go on to the next question. I can see a lot of repeating questions, but we can only choose a couple more. Okay, one question that we can take is, can we expect working with any AI tools during our summer internship? I think a lot of them would have this question considering the advancement of AI these days. Gopal, since you mentioned about it earlier, I think you can take this one.
I'll probably answer this in 2 parts, right? I think AI is sort of embedded into everything we do. So it's not only during the summer internship, but overall as an organization, probably we have been the pioneer in terms of AI adoption. And I think it's maybe time for a myth buster. It's a myth that it is only for technologists. It is not. Right from our users who are asking you what needs to be developed, to the time somebody is testing the code that you have built, to the time somebody is monitoring that in production, all of that is AI driven. And we started this journey like literally 1.5, 2 years back. So at that point in no longer a discovery phase like what it is for the wider organization. For JpMorgan, I think it's giving us return on what we do every day. So you talk to anybody, a technical, non-technical person, he will talk about how they are using AI tools that are available in the firm and how it is enabling them to run faster. So definitely as part of the summer internship, you will be expected to use the firm approved AI tooling. And again, you are expected to raise concerns, you are expected to evaluate. It is not a blind adoption. As I said, everybody has a voice on the table. So as a technologist, you are able to give your feedback, you are able to improve the tooling, but you are expected to use it. I think, and trust me, it's an amazing experience when you start building industry grade software using the AI tools that are available to us.
And I absolutely echo that. I was one of the first people to question if AI is actually going to take my job. But trust me, it has taken out all of the manual work, or rather, most of the manual work from my day. And I'm actually working and giving my time to what is actually important and necessary. So, this question is something that even I had. So, good question, guys. Maybe we can take one more question. Let's choose one last question from the lot of good questions that I can see. Guys, in case we miss your question, also feel free to reach out to your TPO because they will be your point of contact. Okay, one last question that we can take is, can I choose my team after the internship? Can I return to the same team? I think Cassandra, you're the right person to take this question.
Sure. So definitely you can choose your team, but let me make it very clear. The summer internship is also how you've performed holistically. And when we align roles, like I said, before that we do collect the skills and the preferences of the intern. So we definitely will ask the intern if they would like to return to their team. If they say yes, and if there is a available role in the same team, we definitely do align. But at the same time, the manager should also want the same intern back. So it's a like to like alignment. But yes, if an intern wants to return to their same team and the role is available, to answer the question, yes, that's possible.
Got it. While we can see there are a lot of questions, I think we will not be able to take any more questions for now, considering the time. So if you have any further questions, feel free to reach out to your TPO like I mentioned earlier. So now, so many minutes later, remember what I said in the beginning? 2 years ago, I was in a hostel room, wondering if I should play it safe or bet on something bigger. I bet bigger, and it changed everything. Now it's your turn. You can take a job, safe, predictable, fine. Or you can choose a launch pad. SEP is where you'll break things, build things, fail, learn, grow, and become someone even you didn't know you could become. The question is, are you ready? 2 years ago, I wasn't sure. I applied anyway. Best decision I've ever made. Now, it's your move.